Hello friends, welcome to JavaFX 2D tutorial. So in the last video we learned about the building blocks, and here we will continue with the application components. First we learned about what is JavaFX and what are all the functionality it offers you. Then we talked about the NetBeans and how you can start a project using NetBeans. Then we learned about the moving parts of the JavaFX. So now we will learn about the concepts of stage, scene and nodes. Say you are watching a drama in an auditorium. You will be watching scenes played on the stage. So that's how the drama will be presented, right? Let's say in the auditorium you are sitting in a chair given to you and you are looking at the stage, and the stage plays the scenes. So you can see the relation between stage and scene, right? So the same way in JavaFX application, the topmost level is what called stage. So inside this stage we will be presenting a scene. So JavaFX provides a stage which is packed in javafx.stage package. JavaFX entry function main gets this stage as a parameter. So like every Java application, there will be a main entry function for JavaFX based application, but this main function has a different parameter. That means it will get stage as the parameter. So the stage is available for you, we can say. So we call that as a primary stage. When we go and develop the application, that time you will come to know what is stage. And the stage is given to you, just like how the paint method override works and how it gets the graphics object. The same way the main method here gets the primary stage object. A stage can display a scene one at a time. That means you can present a scene on the stage. Here in the very first point itself we talked about scene and stage, right? You are looking at your you are sitting at your seat and looking at the stage performance. So in the stage performance there is a person coming and doing the mimicry, so that will be the scene. So the person is in the stage. So the person and all his helpers contributes to the scene. So a stage here, let's come back here to JavaFX. A stage can display scene one at a time. That means there will be only one scene that can be played on a given time, but the scene can be changed. So once the scene is played, you can exchange the scene with a different scene. So let's think of the same auditorium based drama. Once the scene is finished, you may be seeing the curtains fall down, and in the background people will set a new scene on the same stage. So once the curtains goes up, you will be, as your audience, you will be seeing a next new scene. So likewise, a stage can display a scene one at a time, and once that scene is finished, you can exchange that scene with a new one. So stage contains a scene, and this will be the scene object. A scene contains one or more nodes and they have a parent-child relation. So a stage contains a scene. That means a stage can play one scene at a time, and the scene may contain multiple nodes. So let's say there is a king, and he is sitting on a throne, and in 2 rows there will be his officials. They are also sitting on their own seats. So all these together contribute to a scene. King is a node, and all the other courtyard members also part of that scene. The objects involved, like the king's crown and the tables, or the king's chair and other people's chair, all this stuff together contributes to the scene. So we can call these individual thing as a node. So a scene contains one or more nodes, and they have parent-child relation. So parent-child relation in the sense, let's say a king has a crown, and there is a relation. So king is a parent and the crown is the child. So displaying displaying the crown alone is not valid, right? When there is no king and there is no point in displaying the crown. So when king is there, then crown should be rendered, right? So that's how the parent-child relation established. So scene contains scene graphs. Scene graph is nothing but the parent-child relationship. And here, if you say this is node 1, node 2, let's say node 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 nodes here that contributes to a scene. So whatever is in the top, that's called the root node. So a scene should have at least one root node. Then we may have multiple nodes. So here, if you see, there is a relation between 1 and 2. Root node contains a child 2 as well as one more child 3. So 2 is a leaf node, and here the node 3 contains 3 more child node, 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6, since they doesn't contain any other child, we can call all these 4, 5, 6 as well as 2 as leaf nodes. So stage contains a scene contains a scene graph. Scene graph is nothing but a collection of nodes, and these collection of nodes establishes a relation between parent and child. So 1 is the parent for 2 and 3. 3 is a parent for 4, 5, 6. So when 3 is not displayed, there is no meaning in a displaying for 5 and 6. All right. So here we are talking about node parent-child relation, right? So let's talk about what each node represents. So a node can be a drawing shape. It can be a 2D drawing or a 3D drawing. So for example, node 3. In node 3, let's say you drawn a square. Node 2, it's a triangle. So we can call the triangle as well as a rectangle as 2 different nodes, which is under the parent node. The parent node is equivalent to the scene. The scene is displayed on the stage, right? All right. So the node can be a graphic shape, or it can be even a UI control, text box, list box, or UI container like a flow pen. So these are all the UI control. UI control is nothing but a graphics only, right? Say for example, if this is a text box, this is a graphics. It's almost a rectangle, right? If you have a radio button, this is also a graphics, a circle and a dot inside, a 2D graphics, right? So that's also considered as a node, but we see this as a UI element, a radio button. Not only that, the node can represent media elements like audio player, video element, all those stuff. So node can be grouped as well. So 1 or 2 nodes, so 4, 5, 6. Here it is not grouped. Here a parent child relation is established, but this node can be grouped as well. So you can create 3 or 4 node and you can group that under a single group. So once it is grouped like that, a property applied to the group node is assigned to the group member. So it is applicable to transformation also, like displacement, scale, rotate. So let's say there is a node. Under this node you added or you grouped 2 rectangles, and if you change the color to fill color to blue, then the blue color is applied to both the rectangle because they are grouped under a single group, and you are asking the group to set the forecolor as a green. And if you later change it to red, the red will be applied to the node which is grouped under a single node. So we call this as group node, and group node contains 2 other node, or these 2 nodes are grouped under a node so that properties can be applied uniformly. Not only the property like forecolor, backcolor, it can be the transformation, like if you are moving the node from location X to location Y, then these objects also will move because it's grouped under the a single element. So for example, now here this is a new parent, and under this new parent there is one more child, and the child, if you see, it's a group and it contains 4 elements, and all these 4 elements are grouped under a single group. That means when you apply some property to this group, it is applied to all these 4 elements. And if you move this, or if you scale this, let's say you are reducing the size, then it will be uniformly applied to all 4 nodes which is grouped under a particular element. When you develop JavaFX application, you end up creating nodes. So like this, you end up creating nodes, adding it to the scene, and then displaying the scene on stage. So you will be developing the node, then you are adding this node to its parent, thereby establishing the scene graph. Then you will put this scene graph to the scene, then you will display this scene on a stage. So that's how the application development will go. So it may be vague initially. Once you go through some 4 or 5 examples, and if you come back to this slide again, and you will see all these points are fruitful to you, are easy to understand. That's all here. Now we got introduced to JavaFX, and from next video onwards we will develop simple 2D graphics applications so that he will get good hands-on on how JavaFX works. So the majority of works goes like, as already told, you will be creating the nodes, then you are establishing the relation, and finally adding all these nodes to the scene. And the stage will take care of displaying the scene. So previously when we worked with Java 2D, that time, say for example, we created a rectangle, then from a graphics object we will make a call to draw method, right? So this is how we performed a drawing, rectangle drawing. So as a primer, if I say, if we're doing the same stuff with JavaFX, what you will do, you will create a rectangle, you will add it to the root node or some other parent. That's all. You won't do any drawing, you just construct this scene graph and you will leave it. So the stage will take care of reading the scene and what are all the graphic element it contains. Then the stage take care of doing the drawing. All right, so again, I may be confusing you. Once you see the example, you will understand it clearly. All right, for now at least you can understand what is stage, what is scene graph, and how parent-child relation is established, and what is the usage of group. So there is no demo in here. From next video onwards, we will start developing simple 2D drawings. Thank you for watching. Bye.